Imagine being a kid in the Bronx, wearing hand-me-down clothes, getting teased because of your last name, and looking at wealthy Manhattan like it's a different planet. Now, picture that same kid growing up to sell a dream so compelling that people are willing to pay hundreds of dollars just to feel like they belong to it. That kid was Ralph Lifshitz, later known as Ralph Lauren. He didn't just create a clothing brand, he built a lifestyle that people could wear like a new identity. This is the story of how a poor boy from the Bronx created the Ralph Lauren brand, along with the business insight that most people overlook. The secret wasn't simply fashion talent. The key was that Ralph didn't start by selling clothes. He sold a captivating vision. Ralph Lauren was born in the Bronx in 1939 to immigrant parents in a working-class environment where luxury was more of an observation than a possession. As teenagers, he and his brother changed their last name to Lauren to escape the teasing they endured at school. This detail is significant because it reveals early on that Ralph understood the power of a name, the importance of image, and the impact of being seen differently. While other kids chased after trends, Ralph studied style as if it were a language. He admired classic Hollywood, men who exuded calmness, cleanliness, and power without appearing to try too hard. This became his obsession, cultivating an image that gave you a sense of control. Ralph didn't attend fashion school. He didn't have a famous family or valuable connections. What he did possess was determination, along with a career path that quietly educated him about consumer behavior. After serving in the U.S. Army in the early 1960s, he worked in sales and later for a tie company, learning the inner workings of the business. This is where his first brilliant move comes into play. During that time, ties were becoming thinner, cheaper, and less interesting. Ralph looked at the styles men were wearing and thought, "This isn't the future. This is boring." He decided to take the opposite approach and created bold, wide, luxurious ties made from higher quality fabric. He convinced his employer to let him launch his own line, and in 1967, he took the leap and began selling his designs. The first lesson here is that when everyone is chasing the same trend, the quickest way to stand out is to go in the opposite direction, provided you can make it feel smarter, not strange. Ralph didn't launch Polo with a large office or a big factory. Instead, he worked out of a drawer in the Empire State Building, essentially a tiny showroom setup, and he personally made deliveries. This detail is important because people often imagine success as a clean, perfect plan. However, real success usually starts off messy, small, and sometimes embarrassing. Ralph didn't care about impressing others with his current situation. He was focused on selling them a vision of the future. In 1968, Ralph expanded from ties to a full men's line and named it Polo. This name was a masterstroke. Polo doesn't just sound like clothing. It evokes images of a sport for wealthy individuals, of sunny afternoons, of horses, and of old money. Ralph chose a name that represented a lifestyle rather than just a product. This is where Ralph Lauren sets itself apart from most brands. While most brands ask, "What do people want to wear?" Ralph asked, "What do people want to become?" By 1969, Bloomingdale's offered him a huge opportunity, a Polo shop-in-shop within the department store. This wasn't just about distribution, it was about credibility. It signaled to customers, "This brand is real. This belongs here." In retail, belonging is everything. Customers don't just buy an item, they purchase a ticket to join a particular group. Now here's where the story becomes even more compelling. Ralph didn't build his brand on cheap and easy. He built it on aspiration. He made middle-class customers feel like they could buy a piece of a better life. But he did so carefully. He was not selling fake luxury. He was offering classic design accompanied by strong storytelling. His style looked expensive even when it wasn't the most costly item in the room. In 1971, Ralph launched women's shirts, introducing an iconic element, the Polo Pony logo stitched onto the cuff. This logo wasn't just decoration, it was a symbol. It indicated, "I know what this is." This created instant recognition, and recognition is the shortcut to trust. In 1972, he introduced one of the most famous items in American fashion, the cotton mesh polo shirt in multiple colors. Once again, it was more than just a shirt. It became a uniform for an identity, sporty, clean, successful, and relaxed. Wearing it made you feel like you belonged at a country club, even if you had never been invited. Now pause and consider what Ralph was truly doing. He wasn't chasing runway culture, he was building a lifestyle brand long before the term lifestyle brand became trendy. The brand represented more than just clothing. It told a story about America, an idealized version of it. This leads to the second big lesson. The strongest brands don't sell products. They sell meaning and a vision of who the customer can be. Ralph continued to expand that world. He didn't limit himself to shirts and ties. He moved into suits, casual wear, accessories, fragrances, home goods, and more. Each category was intentional, representing another room in the same dream house. That's why Ralph Lauren felt bigger than just a label. It felt like a universe. He also understood the power of pop culture. Associating his designs with the right people in the right contexts transformed clothing into legend. A notable example is Ralph Lauren's outfitting of parts of the male, cast for the 1970s film The Great Gatsby, further solidifying the brand's connection to a luxurious American fantasy. Now here's the part that makes this story inspiring for anyone who feels behind or is financially struggling. Ralph didn't start with money. He began with taste, attention, and a clear vision of what better looked like. Then he built a product that matched that picture, one piece at a time. Many people believe that branding is just about colors and logos. However, Ralph Lauren demonstrated that branding is about consistency. It's about delivering the same feeling repeatedly across all aspects of a business. When your brand is consistent, customers don't have to think, they simply feel. And it's this emotional connection that encourages people to buy again. Even the decision to change his name aligns with this thinking. A brand name isn't just a collection of letters. It's a signal. Ralph understood this and built his entire business around a signaling system. The Polo name, the pony emblem, classic styles, clean photography, and the American dream mood. So what's the real story behind a poor Bronx boy creating Ralph Lauren? The answer is this. Ralph Lauren didn't compete on price. He competed on aspiration. He created a brand that enabled customers to envision a better version of themselves. This is why the brand has endured. Trends may change, but aspirations remain constant. Here's a final lesson for every entrepreneur, creator, and brand builder to consider. Ralph built his company by asking, what will still look good in 20 years? This approach led to classic choices that make the Polo brand feel timeless, representing poise and understated success. Starting with a Bronx background and limited resources, he reshaped perceptions and created a global luxury symbol through storytelling and a simple promise. You can wear a dream. If this story hit you, don't just scroll. Tap like to help it reach someone who needs it. Subscribe and comment Bronx with your country so I know where you're watching from. Send this to one friend building a dream. Thank you.